Welcome back, everyone. I was speaking earlier with Mr. Adamu Garba, a presidential hopeful of the APC, who dumped the party because of what he says is the exorbitant amount of nomination forms and has since joined the YPP. Earlier, before then, we were speaking with Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State, but we couldn't hear him. But now everything seems to be perfect. Thank you, Your Excellency, for rejoining us on the program. And let me begin again with the question that I posed earlier. I was making a remark about your attire, which I've not seen you dress in that in this form before, but it's good to see you. This issue of security is a major concern in the land. Your colleague governor of Kaduna State, Nasser El-Rufai, has raised an alarm that there is an infiltration of Boko Haram and insurgents from the northeast into the northwestern region of the country, and in fact, his state. For anyone who wants to become Nigeria's president, solving the security problem is going to be very critical. What is your solution to the insecurity situation in the country?
Thank you very much, and good evening to you. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes,
Can you
absolutely.
hear
I
me
can
now?
hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Sheil. I've been in this kind of dress a couple of times. I should be able to see a number of my pictures and my outings. But the issue of security in the country is a major topical issue, and that's what occupies the minds of every Nigerian. And this is very key for anybody who wants to be president of Nigeria. But let me say that security in the country and the level of insecurity we have, is to be addressed region by region. And first of all, we have to look at the fundamental issues, because this issue of insecurity is growing, almost every day, and people are very scared, of their safety in this country now. And so we look at, security region by region. Exactly what is happening in Southeast may not be what is happening in Northeast, may not be what is happening, Northwest, in South, and so on and so forth. So I think that what is to be done is to first and foremost, evaluate, the sources of this insecurity. And I can tell you, frankly, that you have a couple of factors, that started this, level of insecurity we have now. We have the mismanagement, dated, in the time past. The young ones were not, planned for. The future was not secured for the young ones. A lot of them dropped out of schools, and you also have the issue of politics. Like in Southeast, the level of insecurity in Southeast, is progressive, with political activities. There are some politicians that are benefiting from such insecurity, and they tend to, encourage it. And then you also have, the issue of, the leaders not speaking out, low level of patriotism. People that believe that, if APC government fails, it is good for them, without knowing that if there is no country in Nigeria, then there is no political party. So I think that there will be, first and foremost, is to do evaluation, the causes region by region. And then second one is to find out why is it that, the all the efforts being made presently, is not working. We need to know why it is not working. Because I know a lot of funds has been injected into, security, architecture in the country. But why is it that it's not working? One needs to evaluate all these things, and then begin to know how to tackle them. And there must be serious engagement. You have to move from region to engage, and you will be able to find out. The locals will tell you the truth. The politicians that appear on pages, on televisions and this thing, and tell you, I will stop insecurity, this and that, and they have had opportunities, and they did not do anything about it. I don't believe in political promises and talks. So I think this is the approach that I will adopt.
So people will be looking for immediate approach because you can. I mean, one can imagine if when President Buhari got into on his day of inauguration, he made a very strong statement, a soundbite that a lot of people may not forget anytime soon, that he will take the control and command center of his administration in terms of security to the theater of war. And in fact, it will lead from the front. Those were the promises that were made at the time, and that is for nobody and for everybody. Now, the question will be, a lot of people will be asking intangible means for those who understand policy, who understand legislation and how the structure of this country works. People know that security at the grassroots level, where things look failing, is where the problem may be lying. So it comes back to one thing, the structure of our polity, the structure of our federal state. What in specific are you going to be doing in that respect?
Yeah. So much, I believe in a bottom, top approach, to this issue of insecurity in our country. And I will give you an example of what I'm doing here. When we came together, as a people in Southeast, and they will say, let us form, combat, our vigilante, to a kind of, a synchronized and coordinated, vigilante that covers, the entire Southeast. And that was the feeling of our people. And so we started in a Ebonyi state. And the same politicians that in the National Assembly, they were asking for state police, they start to attack that. But the point remains that Ebonyi state remains one of the safest states because of this vigilante that are collaborating with the police. So there is still a need for community policing, for state policing. This is very important because Mr. President can do nothing if he doesn't have information. And this information is coming from the grassroots. This the young people that are doing this killing, causing a lot of insecurity and fear. They live in the forest. They live in some uncompleted houses. They also live in completed houses. So there is a need for information. And that's why I said there will be a need. Immediate approach is to engage and to find out, from the people, how do we solve these problems? It is very key. And there is nothing you can, because even the politicians, you cannot rule them out. Just few days, when the president visited, a senator, his chief talk was caught with AK-47. And this AK-47 belongs to the policeman that was killed, a few months ago. And yet is the chief talk of, the opposition party senator. And this is, mind-blowing. And what is happening is that the politicians go about and they have all kinds of, security, official security. And this official security will be protecting the talks, the cortex, because in country Nigeria, it is to win election by all means. So there is a lot of political inclination in high security in Nigeria today. And that's why it is very important to engage. And it's very important for Nigerians to know that there must be a country called Nigeria before you are president or senator or governor and so on and so forth. Very low level of patriotism, and everything is politicized. So the moment security is politicized in this country, and that's why you see a heightened insecurity in the country. And there is nothing anybody can do about it without engaging, using this approach.
So quickly, would you be standardizing the concept of vigilante across the country should he become president?
For sure, provided, yes, for sure, provided they are, being supervised, by the official, and federal police or state police. They must be under them. And in my state, I made very compulsory. It's even enshrined in the law that established the vigilante that you can arrest, but you cannot detain. The moment you arrest, within 2 hours, you must hand over to the police. And all instructions are taken from the police. And it is working for me. And I think that this is the way to go. The local people understand those who are bad boys amongst them. And this insinuation that people say, oh, that there are security architecture in Southeast been,
The question I was going to ask you is about the issue of zoning and the stance of your party. When Senator Oji Kalu was saying that they're not happy about the fact that the Southeast is not being given priority, as the Southeast had voted for the past president in this country. Do you feel the same way Senator Orji feel?
Well, let me first of all share. Uh, Chair, can you hear me? Can you hear me,
Absolutely, I
Chair?
can hear you. Go ahead, Governor. Please go ahead, Governor.
Let
Yeah,
me first
I
of
can hear
all,
you.
yeah, let me say that Engineer Dave Umahi, as a person, can compete, very well with the rest of the APC presidential aspirants. Before I come to answer your question, and I will continue to say that the Nigerian nation should, evaluate the kind of president they want now. The state of our nation is such that, we do not need, core politicians to be the president of the country. And I can say it anyway, any day. We are a developing nation. An engineer must be given the opportunity to build this country, and then we hand over to politicians. The country is not built. The food is not yet done. And it is when the food is done that the politician will be invited, to get it. So I think an engineer for the first time should be given the opportunity. And what I have done in a point is an example of what an engineer can do with little resources. And I can say it anyway that the country needs an engineer to repair it, to build it, and then the politicians can come and take over. And let me continue to say that Nigerians are tired of political promises. They are tired of political promises. We should be evaluated based on the opportunities we've had in the past of what we are holding presently to find out what we can do. For he that is faithful in the little will be able to handle, the big one. And so when people come on the pages of newspapers or the pages of television and make a lot of political promises, whereas they have not been able to discharge themselves and acquit themselves of the previous opportunities given to them. That is not what we are talking about. If you are looking for money bags, I'm not there. If you are looking for somebody who is giving to sharing money, I'm not there. And if it is for performance, and if it's a man that has the fear of God and he has a heart for the people and for the wonders of this country, I tell you that I fit in at a very challenging moment like this. And on the issue of zoning, you said that four northerners are there. And I've said, look, there is a conspiracy theory here. The entire southern governors came together, and the leaders, and even the middle belt leaders, they came together and said, look, for fairness, equity, and justice, the next president that will replace, Ade President Buhari should come from the south. And I had said in my previous outings that everybody had in mind, the southeast, because in the entire southern Nigeria, the southeast never produced an elected president. And so when we started this, and I said publicly that the body language of Mr. President is to cede power to the South for fairness, equity, and justice. That was the platform we started asking for this. But when it appears that the food, was done, then we started having a lot of presidential aspirants from the South South and from the Southwest. And so I sensed it first, in PDP. And I said, look, we have, invested so much as a people in PDP. And the body language, especially the headmaster of PDP, does not suggest that they will allow, Southeast to fly the ticket. And incidentally, I was attacked by my own people, Southeast. But now they are crossroads, because all that I predicted is come to be, in their face of, PDP right now. And so when you come to APC and vis-a-vis this issue of agitation on the platform of equity and fairness, and then the body language of Mr. President, and then you have more aspirants from South South and from Southwest, and then you begin to ask yourself, where is then the equity, fairness, and justice in this collective,
All
quest
right.
for the presidency to return to South? So my opinion is
All
that
right.
if we do not consider Southeast in the context of Southern, West, then it becomes that the conspiracy to blackmail the North. That's the way I feel. Because what is good,
All right.
by asking for that, on this platform, should also be good when it comes to that region, to ask that the Southeast should be given the opportunity. That's my opinion about that.
All right. I'm not so happy tonight with my conversation with you because technical issues became an obstacle in a lot of questions that I have for you planned. I'm not able to ask them, but I want to implore you. Promise
Can,
me,
can,
as soon
can
as
you
we get
try
into
one more?
Abuja, you will come right into our studio. No, 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 we are out of time. So promise that you will come into our Abuja studio so that we can have a proper conversation about your ambition and this country.
When do you want me to come? On Saturday?
And give me a time. Give me Sunday, Monday. Give me a day and
Okay,
come.
I'll be there. I'll be there. Sure, I'll come. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
come.
you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us. And I
Thank you,
appreciate
dear.
it.
Thank
We're
you.
hoping to see you
Thank
in our studio here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Mr.
Thank
Adamu Garba, thank you so much for coming tonight. I appreciate it. And I wish
Thank
you the
you.
very best.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.